bring in Acting Director of the Thomas A. Roe Institute for Economic Policy Studies, Richard Stern. He's also Director of the Grover M. Herman Center for the Federal Budget. Richard, good morning to you. President Trump's tariffs have officially been in place for 24 hours now. What were your biggest takeaways from day one and any major shifts that you're already tracking?
Well, we certainly have a lot of companies that are racing to the White House to try to cut deals with the administration to get exemptions for their products. And look, to piggyback off what we're just talking about here, it's important to realize that if these tariffs are a short-term tool to negotiate with other countries, we can get wins. But if they're permanent, they really will burden American companies. And that's why so many of them are flooding to the Oval Office. And the other thing is, it's important that these companies do things that are good for the American public, but it's very important that the White House not give out exceptions on an arbitrary basis or, frankly, on a corporate cronyist basis. So it's important that we keep the pressure on that it's a fair, universal playing field here.
Yeah, and as we've all seen, the warnings keep coming on these tariffs. I mean, the New York Times saying, quote, consumers may soon notice higher prices on everything from sneakers to bananas, as well as the cost of their next car. McDonald's CEO recently warned that lower income consumers have been making fewer visits. What do you think lies ahead for the price of everyday goods and essentials for folks?
Well, again, what I would say is, the Trump administration had said originally that they wanted to use the tariffs as a leverage piece, which would hurt American businesses and foreign producers in a way to convince Canada and Mexico to stop letting Chinese fentanyl across the borders. They wanted to use this to pressure the Chinese to stop stealing our technology and using forced labor. And frankly, as a way of stopping Europe from cozying up to China and allowing the Communist Party of China to put their technology into everything that our allies use, our military allies. So if the admin can get those wins and then get the tariffs completely gone soon, then there'll be no long-run burden to American businesses and consumers. But if they don't get those wins, or if the tariffs stay around for months, that's exactly what you'll see is higher consumer prices and higher prices in the production chain for American manufacturers. So it's a dangerous game of chicken here for sure.
Let me also ask you about the couple new executive orders that he signed yesterday. One of which paved the way for Americans to have their 401ks include cryptocurrency, private equity. Supporters say that could mean more growth. Of course, critics on the other side warning about the risk there. Where do you side on this one?
I think these are great. So at the end of the day, I think it's your money. You should have the right to invest in how you want. I think the more asset classes that people can invest in, frankly, it means that you'll have more educated investors. It'll actually mean there's more room, frankly, for professionals in between to be able to do the research for you, make it available to retail investors. And, ultimately, the more people that can participate in more asset classes, the more that wealth, frankly, gets naturally distributed in the way that a free market system does. It means that more investment capital will get to startups and innovative companies. So, the more that we deregulate, the more flexibility you have, the better it is for people saving for retirement, the better it is for startups, the better it is for economic growth. I think it's a win-win for sure.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.